experts want to be influencers. They don't just want to be experts. They want to create influence that makes a difference in more people's lives. Would you agree? But they don't know how to go from expert to influencer. How do we make that shift? And what is an influencer? So Voice America has an opinion about what an influencer is. They define it as someone that has an influence, a reach of 1 million or more. I like to add to that they are in multiple medias, not just one media. Because we need to find ways to reach people in multiple ways. But here's the challenge. Experts, we have an expertise frequently in one space. We know how to be on stage, and we're good at that, and we can do that connection. But you put us on radio, and we're not quite sure what to do, and the time is going so quickly, and we're trying to show up as a speaker in the radio world, but we're not heard as the same sort of expert that we are in that media. And then we're on television, and we don't know how to show up there because it's not giving a presentation, and there isn't a live audience. How do we connect? Or in writing, we can't write exactly the way we speak. It's not read in the same manner. So I believe to make that shift, to step into that space of being an influencer, we need to have a level of skills, mastery of certain skills in each of those medias, so we can actually be recognized as the expert we are in each of them. And influence, that means you're able to reach a variety of people in a global way, or in a global manner, I should say, in multiple medias. So I'm going to think back to the flower chart that we did and think about the different medias that you're in currently. And what is your comfort level when you're in some of those medias? Do you really feel like you're heard and understood, that you're coming across as the expert that you are? Or is it somewhere you're feeling a little bit challenged or struggling? What are the 5 things, 6 things, 7 things you need to know when you show up in this media? Kind of the do's and the don'ts and the etiquette, so that you can really shine in your expertise and they can hear you. Because to be an influencer, it's not enough to be an expert. Not that I say just an expert, but it's not enough to have the influence you want to stay in the expert space. You have to be willing to translate it in different arenas so that you can be heard and have that influence and that impact. So it's good to take a moment and just think about what are some spaces you've been in that maybe it was the first time, what worked well, what would you perhaps not do again, or they just didn't seem to quite hear me. It's good to reflect on that. And again, it's not with criticism, it's with awareness. Sometimes you're in the wrong space. Maybe that wasn't the stage for you to be on. Has anyone been there or perhaps known somebody that's done that? They looked out and they're like, ooh, these are not my people. And it can be a really long 20 minutes. Women of all different shapes and sizes sharing their stories. And I felt healing in my heart, and I saw it around me, and it planted the idea that maybe my story could be used for good. And that took root. So I came home. Has anyone ever, or somebody you know, experienced that conference high where afterwards you can do everything within a day? You can change the whole world a day. I had never experienced that before, multiplied by thousands. So I come home, Mom, I know what I want to be when I grow up. My arms are flailing, very animated. I know that's probably surprising. I was very animated about it. And I said, I want to be a motivational speaker. Ta-da! And she looked at me, took this in, put her arm around me with love, and said, honey, that's great. However, you don't understand, that means you actually have to get up on a stage and speak. I went, oh. I hadn't connected those particular dots. I wanted the change, I wanted the transformation, but I didn't want to have to be seen, vulnerable to do it. So part of the mindset we have to have is we have to be willing to go where we need to go, become what we need to become to serve who we're called to serve. We have to be willing to be seen and honor that whole journey. Build in the support we need so we can keep standing in that space and being seen. Guarding our time, guarding our energy, having boundaries, using tools to support us so we can be in that space. Because it takes energy, it takes support, and you've got to give that to yourself. So that's part of your roots, going deep, so you can keep standing in that space and serving. Your gifts and your talents and your resources are precious and needed. So have a plan of how you're going to share them, how you're going to step into these different spaces. Be strategic. Not sneaky, strategic. Just so I'm clear. As you're going out there in the world, because it really matters. And part of how we go faster is remembering to stop and pause. It's not just doing. It's not just more. It's the right steps. It's the ones that head in the right direction for you. Because we can go really fast and far this way, but we're supposed to be going that way. So what can help us go in the right direction is pausing, taking a breath, checking the road signs, and making sure we're going where we're called to be. The way we make the world a better place is one heart, one choice at a time. Being willing to lean in and share our gifts, our talents with another, life by life, heart by heart.